So when looking at the Iowa instructional framework, it helps to maybe have some common language that the rubrics give you for a couple different reasons. From an educator's standpoint, when you're maybe preparing a lesson, some of those like indicators tell you specifically what maybe good teaching looks like. And when I looked at some of the descriptors for the one that I did currently, I did presenting instructional content. And when I looked at all the things that go into what makes effective presentation of that content, some of those things I identified said, yeah, I do those pretty regularly, but there are some other things that maybe I don't always do. So when I did my lesson last spring, one of them was maybe using examples or illustrations, like analogies, to help make that instruction a little bit more beneficial for my students when I'm presenting brand new information to them. And that was something when I reflected on preparing for a lesson of how might I use those examples and illustrations to better present brand new information to my students. So preparing for the lesson and kind of having those indicators helped me think through what would be better for my students in the long run. From a coaching standpoint, I had Miss Bozen, Sarah Bozen, she came in and observed my lesson. We're two totally different content areas. So I think kind of gathering around that same language kind of allowed us to have those connections of something that's totally different in my language arts course and totally different in her science course. What does just good teaching look like in general? Regardless of what content area, what room you're in, we know that all of these indicators show good teaching for our students. And so we were able to have good conversations and reflections pre and post observation about what that good teaching looks like in each of those standards in this case.
I think that the common language aspect really helps narrow into focus of the coaching cycle and helps us get on the same wavelength and same understanding, and it's beneficial in our planning and then our post observation meeting, and it kind of helps almost just like standardize things.
I feel like having the common language around the elements from the framework makes it easier to have a coaching conversation and be on the coaching cycle, because everybody's on the same page. It's more streamlined. I know specifically what I want to work for, and I'm clear on that end goal, as are the coaches. I also feel like it's easier for me to specifically point to in that framework what I would possibly need more help with, or what I feel stronger with the coaches, which again also helps streamline our conversations and makes that coaching cycle more valuable to me.